Hello guys, welcome to Online Web Tutor presented by Sessions team. I am Sanjay. We are learning MySQL event tutorial for beginners. This is our part 4. Inside this video session guys, we will discuss about on completion preserve clause. In the last video guys, we had successfully created our first event, that is one-time execution event. So if we go to the next slide, now this is the syntax actually somewhere we have followed to make our first event, that is create event if not exist event name on schedule, and here we have passed our trigger time, and these are the things actually we haven't seen so far. And after that, actually on the behalf of the schedule timing, we have passed our time intervals. Let's create one more time about one-time execution event in our MySQL server. So back to our database, go to SQL tab, and let's say that create event. Here let's say if not exist, I'm going to create, let's say, event underscore 05. This is our event name. Now we have to pass call on schedule, and this time we are going to execute at the current timestamp. So current timestamp, and plus I'm going to add, let's say, 30 seconds. So interval, let's say 30, and this is all about, let's say, 30 and second. And finally, this is not second microsecond, this is only second. Now here I'm to use our body part, so do, and inside here let's say that I'm to basically insert one more row inside this tba underscore books table. So right now we have 3 and 3 6, total 6 rows inside this database table. Let's say that insert into, and we have the column name something book underscore name, book underscore author, book underscore, let's say, publication, and finally we have the column called book underscore, let's say, description. And before this insert command, I am going to this table, and let's say that we are going to add one more column inside this. So add after book description, and let's say that it should be something called created at, because I want to store about the creation timestamp. So timestamp, and the default value we want about current timestamp, and press save button. Go to structure, and as we can see that we have now created at. So go to browse section, ignore all, go at the top. So right now these are the default values basically we have inserted. Now back to our code. So let's say that created at automatically inserts the default values, so no need to specify. Now here let's say values, and let's say sample book, let's say here sample author, here sample something publication, and finally let's say we have called sample test description. Now we have all done. We have created an event which basically execute after 30 seconds with the current timestamp, and it basically going to insert a row inside our table. So if I press go button, so we have some errors. So scroll down, and I think that error is inside our insert command. So go at the top, and here insert into, actually we haven't specified about the table name. So insert into table name, these are the columns and values. So if I press go button, successfully we have created our event. Now this time actually row has not been inserted because event is going to wait for the 30 seconds. So if I go to more and the event section, now as we can see that here event is now inside this list, and this event actually we have created one time, and the event scheduler status is on. Once this event is executed, this is automatically dropped from this database. It means that once this event will insert one row inside this table after 30 seconds, then automatically this row is dropped from this MySQL server. So again go here, now reload this page, and as we can see that after 30 seconds this row has been inserted. Back to this list, reload this page, and as we can see that MySQL itself manages about the scheduled event. It means that it will drop all the events which executed. So here, if we want to, let's say, preserve our events after completion, it means that suppose we have made 100 of execution one time event and they have successfully executed. After execution, as we know that MySQL drop from the event list, but we want to keep or we want to preserve after completion. So how can we achieve this? So back to slide. Now to preserve our scheduled events or the executed events, we need to add call on completion preserve clause. By default inside the syntax, MySQL uses on completion, and this is the not keyword basically added on completion not preserve. So if I back to MySQL server, go to SQL tab, and let's say that we are going to create a scheduled event, that is one time execution event, and after execution we are going to keep or preserve inside our list. So let's say create event, let's say something called if not exists, let's say event underscore 10. This is our event name. Let's on, this is something for the schedule time. So on schedule, let's add current timestamp, and I'm going to add call interval something, let's say 40 second. Now this time we want to add on completion preserve. So before that, let's say do body section first. So insert into something called TBL books, and the columns we have called book underscore name underscore author underscore publication, and finally let's say book underscore description, and the values we are going to pass something called values, and here let's say book 1001 something 1001, let's say author 1001, let's say publication something 1001, and finally the description is something description, let's say 1001. So this is all about the basic syntax to create events. So far what we had seen with the execution one time event without completion preserve. So if we will create this event, it automatically drop from the list after completion, but we want to preserve that. So for that we need to add a clause, something called on, let's say completion, and something we need to add called preserve. It would automatically preserve this event after completion. So if I press go button, now successfully we have created our event, and this is on completion preserve. So if I back or before that, if I copy the code, go to slide and pasting into a new tab, and back to our MySQL server, go to more events, and as we can see that right now it is enabled. It means that it is waiting for the execution, means after 40 seconds with the current timestamp. Go to the list, reload this page. Now so far the event has not been executed, because after execution actually we will get one more row inside this table. So if I back to the list, reload this page, now as we can see that the status of event is now changed from enabled to disabled. It means that we have one more row inside this table. So reload this page, ignore all, and now we have called 15 numbered ID something book 1001. So we have seen that after executing this event, it has changed about the status only from enabled to disabled instead of dropping from this list. So basically guys, from this video actually we understood about on completion preserve clause. So far what we have made one time execution event, we have studied that it would automatically dropped from the events list while completion. So if we want to preserve after completion, so we have to use called on completion preserve clause. It will change only about the status from enabled to disabled state, but our event is still inside the list. So inside this video session guys, if you went out, then please drop your comment. I will give my reply as soon as possible. So for this video session guys, thank you for watching and have a great day.